First question I want to ask.
All right.
Lace Up. It's basically your battle cry, but however it started out as a hook. I want to know, first off, how did Lace Up come to be, and what does it mean to you now?
Very cool question. It started out Christmas of 2010, I believe. Uh, Broke down and out, recording everything in my manager's mom's basement. My manager had just dropped out of college. She was about to finish college, getting her accounting degree. Quit the whole thing to support this kid who had dreams of growing up and becoming, a rock star. And so, like, it was one of those situations where I was uncomfortable that she dropped out of college. I was uncomfortable with the results I was bringing back, and it was kind of like a do or die moment. I recorded this mixtape, didn't have a name for it yet. And we were walking in the mall one day. We were kind of talking about life, and she saw this one pair of like shoes that she liked, and so, I went back to the mall, scraped up whatever I had, got her these pair of shoes for Christmas, wrote in a note, "Hey, promise you this new year everything's gonna change. Like, it'll all be worth it. It'll all make sense. Whatever it is, I'm here with you through it all. Love." And said my name, and then I think I said like lace up. Like I was just like, and it was in regards to like, enjoy the shoes. Like this is gonna be the new step. And for some reason that like caught, and I used it in an interlude or something in the mixtape, which is what you're referring to, and then it just became like a motto that people like started shouting at me.
So it was one of those things like basically the fans started shouting at you.
The fans made it high.
Like,
the fans made it high. The fans made it high. And actually, you asked what does it mean to me now, and this is 5-6 years later since that came about. And like obviously, when like that album, for example, I think that sold like 200,000-300,000 copies in the first like year or something like that. That was so like that term obviously takes its own places and goes its own ways. But to me, I really felt it last night for the first time in the last like maybe 2 years. Like last night I was on stage and like, oh, this kid, that's like that. Remember I was telling you about that kid that I ruined Santa?
Yeah.
Whatever. But he actually it was in the middle of a song, and I like had this really cool connection with him. He was singing every word. I'm like, why are you 8 and know all these words? And he screamed it at me in the middle. He threw his L's up, and I was like, oh my God, like this is what it's about. Like this kid is like, I don't know what his dreams were, but his dreams looked bigger than life last night when I was watching him, and it looked like Lace Up was like he was screaming it like you are the, like you're the key to, I don't know, inspiring a dream, and that Lace Up was kind of like just an inspirational motto. And so last night I really, really felt it again.
So it took from something like it started out just for you, it's just kind of an inspirational thing, and now it's grown that it's beyond you. Now it's like it's a whole worldwide, it's a nationwide thing.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
awesome.
When I walk places, people throw L's at me all the time, and a lot of times when I do that, it's not because it's like cool. I know that they're doing it because it's like, hey, you helped me out, do something, and like.
All right.
So I always appreciate it.
So something that you just said in there, you said that you ended up dropping out of college. What did you drop?
My manager dropped out of college.
She dropped out of college.
So she was literally probably a month, 2 months away from getting an accounting degree, and she was like, "I'm out."
All right. So was she getting an accounting degree in order to continue?
No, she was like I had met her thinking she was. I met her at a seminar where all these label reps were, and she was interning. In this, like she lived in Cleveland, and this seminar came to Cleveland. She was interning that seminar, and I saw. Blonde hair, blue eyed, white girl. I thought she was like a label rep or something. I didn't know what was going on. She just didn't look like the normal type that I was, that I was saying. So when I saw her and we met, and she had passed a message on to me from somebody else because she was interning at that place.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that message came because she was like, a somebody. I thought she was like a label rep, and so when I invited her over the next day. She came over, I like pitched my entire life to her, and then like I found out like, she's like, dude, I'm like a college student, like I work for Red Bull as one of the wings girls that passes out, whatever. And
but
like,
you still ran with it anyway.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, well, do you want to manage me anyway? Like I don't know. So like that's where that came. That whole relationship came from a mistake, and it was the best mistake I ever made.
Nice. Okay, so you brought up Cleveland in there. Like you lived all over the world.
Yeah.
You were born in Texas. You lived in Colorado. You lived overseas in Kuwait.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you call Cleveland your home.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Cleveland so special to you?
Because I think like the city matched my personality. I wasn't a very cool kid. Wasn't popular. Didn't dress well. Didn't have very many friends, and I think like Cleveland is kind of like before this championship that happened and before LeBron came back, I think the city was a lot like that. It wasn't cool, it wasn't popular, it didn't have many friends, and I think I just attached myself to it because they saw something in me and were just. I mean, even when I go out in Cleveland to this day, man, like I'll walk in like a 60-year-old bar owner will be like, "You're not paying for a drink,"
Nice.
as if I'm like some like sports star that brought a championship back. You know, like.
Well, basically, you put Cleveland on your back, and
100%.
Cleveland has definitely.
I view it like that for sure, and it's cool to see that they do. But you know, I was talking with somebody the other day, and they were like, "Why do you have a championship ring?" And I was like, I tried to explain it, they just didn't get it because I like wasn't on the physical court. But I'm like, you don't get it. Like I literally like the Cleveland was nothing when LeBron left, and there was nothing going on. Like there was one person keeping that name alive, and it was me. So.
Okay, so I do want to ask about LeBron,
Please,
of course,
yeah.
and seeing that you're from that Cleveland's your home. When LeBron left, how did you feel?
Yeah.
But how did you feel when he came back? Did
Man, I thought it was
receive him with warm arms?
Yeah, totally. Because like, what a great way to like, what is it like, seal your legacy.
All right.
Yeah, that was like what that was it. That was the move.
I just always want to know because I feel like it's a polarizing thing. Like many Cleveland fans, oh yeah, he's back, we're happy. But then there were others like, wait, why are you coming back now?
Right. That wasn't me. I think I was more so like, yeah, come back and like get it done and like make your legacy the right way. I mean, because how many times have we done stuff in our lives where we're like, shouldn't have done that, but I can make it better. So.
Okay, so 2 more Cleveland sports questions.
Yep.
First off, do you have any animosity towards the Cubs for winning the World Series?
No, I thought that was a great game. The greatest game I've ever seen in baseball in my life. I for sure have never been glued to a screen of baseball like that. Ever.
After Rajay Davis hit that homer off of Aroldis Chapman, I thought it was
crazy.
Over.
Me too.
I was like, Cleveland has got this.
Yeah,
you know what? You're going to wait another
too.
108 years.
Me too.
Last one. Are the Browns going to win a game this season?
Good God, it's crazy. And a lot of those are actually, and you know what? Those are the guys I party with the most in the city. Maybe they need to stop going out. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
At first, when RG3 came into Cleveland,
right?
I thought that was going to be it. Like, you know what? It's going to change.
Yo, we really got to stop taking great quarterbacks and like turning them into, like just ruining them. It's got to stop. Our team is a curse or something.
Okay. Now, I just want to switch off of sports because I know that you got a lot of stuff to do. So I want to talk about something just because, of course, Camila Cabello, she's featured in your most recent single.
Yeah.
And everybody now knows that she left Fifth Harmony.
I know.
What's your take on that whole situation?
I was behind the scenes for a lot, for just throughout the process of being with Camila for Bad Things and performing so often lately and stuff. And, and then doing the Jingle Balls, you know what I mean, with all them. So I just, I don't know, like Camila is such a strong person, but she's like it's just like innocent young girl, you know what I mean, and like it just kind of sucks to feel like almost like all these people just kind of like did a quick like back turn over something over and all these like constant releasing of statements. It's like, bruh, like say your piece and be over. But like Camila is a star, and she like. This isn't something that started in a garage together. Mm-hmm. This was like, it was put together, you know what I mean? So like, be grateful for the years that it was, and I think be happy for what's to come, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I see that, because I feel like I understand the other girls from Fifth Harmony scene, that they're kind of upset seeing like, oh hey, the band is basically breaking up. We don't know what our future is going to look like because we're leaving. But at the same time, like what you were saying, this is an opportunity. They should be happy for that.
Yeah, and I also think like, it's just like, I know Camila, like there's no like trickery going on. There was no like behind the back stuff. And so like it was odd that it happened on the day that we got our gold plaque for Bad Things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It just kind of almost seemed like it seemed like the way that it played out wasn't great timing. It's for someone to be looked at like, oh, you did the right thing. But right. I know that it was all so genuine, and they're like none of that stuff was. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not in that scene, so I'm not in that group. And Camila and I have our relationship. I don't have a relationship with them, so I mean, I don't know. But I don't like seeing someone like that almost like get picked on, I guess.
Yeah, it's not fair, and especially talking about the whole getting picked on. You wrote multiple songs about being bullied. Like, if you could say one thing to anybody that's going through that right now, what's a piece of advice that you would say to somebody that's getting bullied? We can come back to this one.
No, I'm just trying to think of a way, because I just recently found my confidence. Right, this year is the first year that I had this like boost of confidence. And it's because like this idea of what cool is like burned into our brain, mm-hmm. and I just don't think it's. I don't think that. I'm starting to like open up to so many more things to see how many things are just like a facade, and being cool is a total facade, you know. So even celebrity wise, like all those people I thought were these awesome people, you meet them and they're so uncharismatic and so lame and so corny and so uncool.
That's
and like,
so sad.
you know what I mean? It's so sad. Like these are the people that are like making us feel bad about our bodies or our face or our hair or lifestyle or our choices. Like, ugh, just spare me, man. I'm so over it. So you know what, man? I say, take it all in stride, shrug it off. The cool fall off quicker. Like those, let them peak, man. Let them peak. That's what I say. Let them peak.
That way you can look back at them and like, you know what? High school
Are you
were your
kidding me?
years.
Look at me, dude. I can't wait to go to my 10-year graduate. Or what is it? Reunion?
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm in there like this.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Like, oh my God, we know him. That's MGK.
Yes. Oh yeah, you know nothing but these two middle fingers sticking in your face. Because I'll tell you what, people used to take my raps and crunch them up and throw them on the ground. I used to get made fun of all the time. Because who believes that the guy sitting next to him in math class is going to blow up and become a superstar? You don't believe that, right? But like, you should have. And it's a bummer, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. I mean, take it and make, you know, pain is the best inspiration. So if you're a creative out there and you're getting bullied, take it and make something great out of it.
All right. So talking about being cool. I've loved this my entire life, and I'm hoping that you actually do too.
Okay.
It is so uncool to love wrestling. Do you still like the WWE?
I like the WWE a
Thank
lot.
God.
You know what's cool about WWE?
What's that?
Okay, example. I see the people that like that attach themselves to it, and like that is like almost like their medicine. You know what I mean? Like that is like their anti-bullying. That is like you know, like that, like the message that WWE preaches, like ironically, is like a beautiful one.
It is, or especially the guy that you got attached to,
John Cena.
John Cena.
Like, and that dude is like, and you know what's crazy? That dude outside of wrestling is like such a class act too. You know, I've sat in Drake Moonshine with him. I've had the pleasure of like seeing his effect on other people, and like, I mean, if. Actually, and you know what's weird? The Rock and John Cena are probably some of my biggest inspirations for like how to be a man in the future. Like I haven't utilized what they've taught me yet, but like as I capture what I've been like trying to perfect as you know, kind of like a rock star, like the next step after this is probably to be like the ultimate like man. You know what I mean? I think the Rock and Cena are probably like some of the best examples of how to grow up and be a solid, decent man, you know.
And there are two good inspirations.
Yeah, totally.
So I gotta ask, how did you get approached to be a part of WrestleMania 28? Were you like, hey, I will do whatever I can to be a part of this, or did they approach you?
No, there was one guy who was big in WWE offices, attached himself to my music, really like latched on to my music and the message that we had, and he started fighting for us, like, to be a part of it. And then John Cena took to one of the songs, and it was like, I was very fortunate with how that happened, because I was a very, very small name to be performing on such a big stage. I mean, that was 80,000 people.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, and I took it and made a moment out of it. I dissed The Rock in his hometown, got booed, you know, and like.
I remember that well.
And they'll never, and then they loved me forever since that. They were like, thank you for making, because I made it a moment. It was entertainment, and, you know, like, the power bomb was crazy. That was a whole the Kevin Owens power bomb. I don't know if you ever saw that, but I got power bombed by Kevin Owens.
No, I didn't see that. I had no idea that happened.
Yeah, you should watch that one if you're wrestling.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
A really cool moment. I mean, very like almost like.
Were you in the ring with them or what?
I was performing and the song ended, and like it was unplanned what happened.
Okay.
So like just watch it and you'll be like, and everyone questions it. They're like, was that like, you know, like ish, but it went way farther than it was like.
So on top of that, I just have to ask, like, have you ever taken a bump before you took that power bomb?
As far as a bump?
Yeah.
No,
like,
I never took a.
So you never took a fall or anything like that?
Oh, a bump. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh no! Yeah, not in that sense. Not in that sense.
God, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did I have? Sorry. So what is it? What do you mean?
So like in wrestling terms, a bump is just called like a practice, like a trained fall.
Oh no.
You never took that before.
No,
it's just like, let's go ahead. Let's do this power bomb. Go for it.
It wasn't even like, let's do this power bomb. It was essentially like, watch it.
Okay,
and you'll
I'm gonna watch
it, and you'll see how it unfolds, and you'll be like, what? Like it just gets more what as it happens, and then the actual power bomb was gnarly, because it actually, I mean, it hurt. It was like it hurt.
I bet that it did. I'm not gonna imagine like, oh yeah, they know how to fall. Like that
for
looks
sure,
like it hurts.
For sure. I did not know how to fall. Did not know how to fall for sure. I fell genuinely and got messed up.
Okay, so one quick thing before we leave WWE. Have you ever approached John Cena about doing any type of raps with him? Because I know that he likes to spit, too.
No, I probably wouldn't do that.
All right. Okay, so I already asked you about that. One last question that I got for you. Of all the accomplishments that you've made in your life so far, whether it's awards or having a daughter, what are you most proud of as of today?
Well, I don't want to go stereotypical and say the kid thing, because I think that's obvious. I don't really know many parents that like to be like, I mean, that'd be a weird answer to be like, I'm not proud of that.
Right.
Right now, bad things, because I think it was the same reason when Charlemagne on MTV a couple years ago called me, like he was there. It was like a celebrity roast essentially, right? They were like roasting people, and they showed me, and like I remember he was like, oh, he looks like he stinks, oh, he's trailer trash, oh, whatever. And I remember being so hurt and offended by that.
Yeah, that is hurtful.
And I was like, wow, like that's what you talk. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the exact opposite of that. So the next year I went back and I got top 10 best dressed on Vogue's Men's Fashion Week. You know what I mean? Like, so then the moment came when it's like, I had that run on Lace Up where I had Invincible, which was the WrestleMania song. I performed in front of 80,000 people, messed that whole thing up. Could have taken that song to so much farther than it was. But I was so scared of popularity, so scared of like that I just ruined it. I ruined the whole run. I went to a radio station and I was specifically like, yeah, I hate this song. So, you know,
It's too bad.
all right, thanks guys, have fun. And they're like, well, yeah, I don't want to play this now. It sucks. Like that dude sucked. Like, so like I was like, you know what? Don't like prove that you can. You know what I mean? Like prove that you can. Like the most punk rock thing ever is to get in the system and then do something about it, right? So like, I wanted to prove to myself that I could be that person or that superstar essentially, right? Like I've been playing the Cotillion, which is where I'm playing tonight. I played this place 6 times in 4 years. 6 times,
it's been that many times.
It's been 6 times. So like, where is the fire gonna come from if you've played it 6 times, right? So like,
okay,
you're like, okay, is this where I just cap it off at? Is this the only place that is this as far as I'm going to get? And then I got a call like, hey, Meghan Trainor's voice blew out. Would you like to replace her on the iHeart Jingle Balls Arena tour for a couple dates? And I was like, oh my God. Yes, you're going to let Machine Gun Kelly come to play Jingle Balls? Yes, I am there. Full band, guitar in hand, let's go. And went there, tore it up, and that was a fire that I'm like, okay, now I want that. Like, now I have something to re-desire for. Because when you go play those punk dive bars at first, when you're coming on the scene, you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. I get to play. There's like loud music, there's amps. But I've played it for 6 years now. You know, I've been to the Cotillion so many times. There's so many places. You're like, okay, I could go to the Cotillion and literally know the Wi-Fi password or the door codes. I've done that. I've literally went across the country and been like, oh my God, I know this door code. Oh, it's 4, you know, like, oh, I know this Wi-Fi. Why do I know this so much? Or like I go, I open my phone and it already recognizes the Wi-Fi from last year. So now I have a new fire and I'm chasing that. And I just want to constantly keep like topping myself. So bad things, I'm very proud because my fan base and even my mentality was always like, oh man, mainstream, sell out. And it's like, shut up. Like, you would be a sellout if you cut yourself short. You know, if you sold yourself short, man. Like, don't. And, you know, obviously the talent was there because bad things came out. And that was me and my writing. And it is now number 10 on the Billboard charts and number 1 most added record at top 40, I believe, or something like that. And I'm here right now with you doing this interview in a top 40 station. Like, that's really cool, man. And kind of like, I feel like I'm not selling myself short now. I'm like accomplishing what they thought I couldn't do and what I thought I couldn't do. So.
Well, what you just did right there, that was deep. I'm about to cheese it up real quick. I see nothing but good things for you in the future, man.
Thanks.
Nothing but good things.
Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for being here. And if you still want to see MGK and Mod Sun at the Cotillion, tickets are still available. You can get them at the door, $35 a piece, or you can get them on channel963.com, keyword events. Again, thank you for being here.
Marco, thank you so much, man.
We appreciate it, man.
Cool.